I am just so proud of what Austin Shakespeare is doing in this city.
It's the Shakespeare Theater of Austin, and that comes with everything that it should.
I love the diversity. So many different plays produced each season.
The productions are always bright and interesting and surprising.
Austin Shakespeare is just like a cultural treasure in Austin.
I'm so proud of the daring dramas that Austin Shakespeare has been bringing to Austin playgoers.
And they have a way of making Shakespeare seem fresh and new.
They continually strive to reach the public.
I just can't imagine Austin without Austin Shakespeare.
The quality of the acting that we're getting to see. I mean, what can you do when you've got Mark Puhay up there, or Helen Marino, or Michael Miller, or Amber Quick? They're just amazing.
I feel like at the park, it's really a representation of Austin. You've got everybody, old people, young people, just people who just were wandering by and went to see what was happening and decided to stay.
There's just something different about not having those walls there. The world that you're creating on the stage and the actual world seems just a little bit bigger. It's just a little bit broader. You feel like you have a little bit more room to play.
I love being outside. I love how it starts really sunny and it gets dark. I love the access to this horde of people up the hill and the elements, both the noise from the pool and also the moon, the stars, the wind, and even rain. I love it all.
Well, the Rollins Theater is my favorite kind of theater because you can configure the space in whatever way you want to work best for the production you have. I took some of my students to a production in the Rollins Theater, and they were initially actually a little bit upset that they were sitting so close to the action. But of course, after the play was over, they realized how wonderful it is to be right there.
I love that curtain theater out there that Richard Garriott has let us use, and it feels like you're back in Shakespeare's time, and it brings the 1600s into 2017.
Well, I think for kids, it's like they learn the importance of language and kind of helps them just kind of navigate their way in the world. Kids see that and they can react to that when they're exposed to it. I mean, Shakespeare can really change lives.
Theater, that's where I found my humanity, because it's where I found people who were saying the things that I was thinking, who were articulating the things that I was feeling, and it made me feel less alone as a person to know that I wasn't the only one who existed in this way or who felt the way that I felt. And so I think that that is an important thing to know growing up, is that you're not alone and that we all have these shared experiences. They may look different, they may have different outcomes, but we're all coming from the same place in a way.
Do you remember the first Shakespeare you ever read and how it finally came to life? Well, it really comes to life when Austin Shakespeare takes the education team and goes into the schools here and does a 20-20 so that the students after 20 minutes wind up doing the performance. That's fabulous work.
I think it would be wonderful if they expanded and were able to teach on a daily basis, hold artists in residency. I think Austin is a city that deserves an Austin Shakespeare.
There's so much amazing performance that happens here in Austin. Austin is a city that is rich in culture and specifically in theater and in all kinds of theater. And all this theater is amazing and wonderful. What I really respect about Anne is that she is holding the torch for classical plays here in this city.
Anne is a teacher. It's hard to describe the impact she has on people, and she just has lifted the level of everything she's done here at Austin Shakespeare in the 10 years she's been here, 10 years that have gone very fast. But look at what she's done.
You couldn't ask for a more intensely passionate person to be at the head of this organization.
Austin Shakespeare has had Alex Alford as the managing director. We could not do without him. He has brought so much energy, subtlety, humor, persistence. You've got to have a managing director, of course. But when you have a really, really wonderful one, it's a necessary luxury.
Austin Shakespeare is devoted to language and expressing feelings and ideas, and that is being lost, in my opinion, and Austin Shakespeare is carrying it on.
I assume that it has a great deal of value to the community, but my own support in many ways is because of the value I've gotten from it. What really, I think, drives my wife and me to be strong supporters is what we have gotten from it.
Austin Shakespeare, I think, brings an accessibility that other theaters haven't quite grabbed yet, haven't figured out. So it's easier for people to come here and know what they're coming for.
Theater is such an important thing to our society, such an important art form in our world. And to have a company like Austin Shakespeare keeping it alive and serving our community so richly, that's such an important aspect to who we are as a culture. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Austin Shakespeare.